Folks, congratulations, guys. Terrific opening song. Ladies and gentlemen, here I am, right here, John Monsul. We're on Communicating Today. We've been on Channel 10 for a long, long time, over 20 years, well over 600 shows. We come on 3 times every week for you folks who watch us on a regular basis, and we hope there are legions of you who do that. We come on every Wednesday evening in prime time at 8:30 p.m., every Friday morning for you early birds when you're driving to work and you probably can't see our show because you're not supposed to be texting and emailing and so forth. You're supposed to have your hands on the wheel of the car. But if you don't do that, then every Sunday afternoon at 3:30, sometimes when the Redskins are playing, but they're not playing right now, so I think we're okay. But listen, we have a terrific group of musicians here. You've heard that opening number, terrific opening number, guys. I really appreciate it. The name of this organization, ladies and gentlemen, is called the Patuxent Partners, and they came all the way in from Patuxent, I guess. I don't know where you, but it sounds like they were from Patuxent because they got that in their name. But they got a couple of terrific songs, and the reason I brought these guys on the program is we kind of got a feeling for this bluegrass music, which is the style of music these guys are playing, because we got familiar with an organization called the DC Bluegrass Union, which is a composition of a whole bunch of bands like these fellows here. And they've been on our show 3 or 4 times in the past year or so. We heard them for the first time in McLean, Virginia, and it was a terrific show. I thought it was so wonderful. I said, we got to have these guys come back on again and again and again. And we've had other groups like these guys on. This group, again, is the Patuxent Partners, and they're going to play 2 more songs for you back to back. So I'm going to step out of the picture right now, turn it over to the Patuxent guys, and guys, take it away for 2 more songs back to back.
That's the title song of our newest CD, and we'll be telling you a little bit more about that later. And right now we're going to do another song off the CD. This is a song by Buzz Busby, and he's one of the pioneers of bluegrass music in Washington, D.C. area. And this is what you call a lonesome song. Where will this end?
Really appreciate it. Let me get over here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk to this nice gentleman over here, this little short fella, who was a gentleman that I conducted a number of emails back and forth with. And he said that let's get together and do a terrific show. And thank you very much, Tom, for bringing the boys in the band, as Lawrence Welk used to say, ladies and gentlemen. And so, Tom, I guess a couple of questions here. Find out more about you guys. Again, you're called the Patuxent Partners.
That's right.
And I guess the first question I've been thinking about is how do you guys get together anyway in the first place?
Well, we started out.
Long story short.
Be short. There's a lot of bluegrass in southern Maryland, and there's a lot of clubs in southern Maryland that have bluegrass. And a former member of the band lived right on the banks of the Patuxent River, and Bryan lives right on the banks of the Patuxent River.
All right.
So we came up with the Patuxent Partners, and because that's where we played most back in the 80s. Played mostly in southern Maryland.
So you're mainly from the Patuxent area, so it's obvious that you call yourself the, I don't know where the partners part came in, but you're all partners in this together, I guess. So that's
we're with them, not against them. So
yeah,
it's better. It sounds a little better than Patuxent enemies.
Now, I'm familiar with the term country and western, and folk music and so forth. Where does this bluegrass? Where does that fit into that picture? You know, it kind of squeezes in there somewhere. Is that a kind of a combination, or is that a thing all to itself?
It's all to itself, and it's all acoustic, no electric instruments, and it's kind of country music on overdrive, you know. And it's fast and furious, nothing fancy, just loud and fast.
Yeah, and another thing, it's not rock and roll, that's for sure, because a couple of years ago, a friend of mine said, I got a terrific rock and roll, hard rock band that we're going to have on your program. I said, well, okay, let's try these guys out. And they brought this drummer along. And you guys don't have a drum, well, thank God for that. But they brought this drummer on. The guy couldn't stop banging on the drums and the cymbals. And we have other shows going on around Channel 10 here at the same. People were knocking on the walls and opening doors and saying, "Shh, shut that drummer down," you know.
Well, that's what they do when he starts singing.
Oh, all right, yeah.
They should have drummers making some money there somewhere.
How about that? So no more hard rock, no more rock and roll. We like the bluegrass style of music.
Okay.
Now, where have you guys played lately?
Well, we played in Holland in May.
Yeah.
And we did a bunch of shows over there. And
in Holland?
Yeah. And we made it back around the Amsterdam area, and we made it back. And we got one coming up that's not quite as far as Holland. It's right in Fairfax County at Frying Pan Park. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but
when's that going to be?
That's going to be December the 2nd.
All right, not
Sunday
too far.
Afternoon, yeah. So,
too far from Christmas.
It's on our website, yeah.
I think as Lawrence, I always go back to Lawrence Welk, the boys in the band. Let's introduce the boys in the band, ladies and gentlemen, so you get some idea of who these nice folks are. I've been talking to Tom Mindte, who is the guy that put this all together for us, and he and I exchanged a dozen or more emails, I guess. And he's the leader of the band. And over here on the far side, we have Big John Brunschwyler on banjo, and in the back we got on the bass over here Mr. Keith Rogers, and right here behind and alongside of Tom we have on the guitar we have Bryan Deere, guitar and vocals, and I'm standing in the way here, I guess, of this other gentleman, Keith Rogers, on the fiddle, or I guess for you,
Merl. That's Merl.
Right,
the other fiddle,
violin or whatever you want to call it, but fiddle. So at this point, I know they've got a couple more songs that they want to play for you, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's turn it back over to the Patuxent Partners for a couple more songs back to back. And take it away, guys.
Mirror the dark and muddy waters starts to flow. Here I see something behind me, things that I've never seen before. And if I had a chance to live life over again, I never make the same mistake no more. Here I see something behind me, things that I've never seen before. And if I had a chance to live life over again, I'd never make the same mistake no more. All right, Mirror on the Wall. Well, that's going to be on our next record when we get around to doing it. But speaking of records, John was going to, he's got them right there in his hand, and I think he's going to show them to you in a minute. But meanwhile, we're going to get Bryan to sing that old truck driving song about keeping it between the ditches and all that stuff, and it goes something like this here.
I pulled out of Pittsburgh, running down the east seaboard. I got my diesel wound up and running like never before. It speeds on the head alright, but I don't see a cop inside. 6 days on the road, we're gonna make it home tonight. I got 10 forward gears and a Georgia's overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes is open wide. I just spent a Jimmy and White. I've been blasting everything inside. 6 days on the road, we're gonna make it home tonight. It's been a month or more since I kissed my baby goodbye. I could have a lot of women, but not like some of the guys. I can find one to hold me tight, but I can never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road, I'm gonna make it home tonight. With the ICC checking on down the line, I'm a little overweight and my log 3 days behind. But nothing bothers me tonight. I can dodge all the scales alright. 6 days on the road, I'm gonna make it home tonight. Get it, T! Well, my wrist a little old, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a smoke from a stack and a smoke roll like it's cold. Our hometowns are coming inside. Everything I'm happy, alright. 6 days on the road, we're gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road, we're gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road, I'm gonna make it home tonight.
Really hot stuff. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, who's there? We are number 2. This wonderful group is called the Patuxent Partners, and they came to us from around Patuxent, Maryland, I guess. That's the name of a very famous place over in Maryland. And they're just one of a number of bluegrass bands that we've had on our show, which is, again, called Communicating Today. For those of you who tune us on a regular basis, you know we come on 3 times every week, every Wednesday evening in prime time at 8:30. Every Friday morning for you early birds when you're driving to work. Maybe you can't see the program, but we hope there aren't legions of you who do that. And every Sunday afternoon at 3:30. So 3 times every week. We've been on Channel 10 for a long, long time, for over 20 years, well over 600 programs. And we've featured this wonderful bluegrass organization, again, Patuxent Partners. And I must remember to put out their website because there's a lot of terrific information on there about some CDs that you can get, which I'm holding in my hand, and I'm going to tell you about that in 1 second. But the website is www. and their name, patuxentpartners.com. So that's the website, and it's on the bottom of your TV screen periodically as we're doing our 30-minute show. Here's one CD they put out. It's called There Must Be Another Way to Live. That sounds pretty good, guys. How about that one? This one here says 7 or 11. I'm not quite sure what that means. Maybe we're going to add 4 more guys to the group, or I'm not sure. But here's another one. I've been known to cry. Hey, listen, this bluegrass stuff is really sentimental stuff, folks. So that's, I think, a very appropriate tune. And then over here, Merl Johnson stuck this in my hand at the last second, our fiddler over here. And I don't know what's on here, but it says something about a motel. Sounds kind of secretive to me. There's something going on at a motel here, I guess. I don't know. And he even has nerve enough to put his picture on the cover of this thing here. So here's 4 terrific CDs that you can get, and more information on the website. www.patuxentpartners.com is the website. They have one more terrific closing song. I told them to make it kind of a rip-rouser, and I think that's what it's going to be, because that's how this bluegrass stuff usually winds up, folks. So I'm going to turn it over to our guys, but I always go out by saying, we have our famous slogan here on our program, Communicating Today. Again, I'm John Monsul, and we always go out by saying, keep on communicating for success and for terrific bluegrass music from the Patuxent Partners. To take it away, guys, for one last rousing song, and away we go.